"This isn't you." Cassidy Hutchinson's mother told her over the phone that winter day. "You know this better. You can't heal her." She wasn't urging her daughter to leave an abusive partner. It was Jan. 6, 2021. And she was trying to persuade her daughter not move Florida, continue working in orbit of the president who incited a violent attack on Capitol building. Though invisible to him at time, resemblance is not lost on enough's Cassidy Hutchinson. Her memoirs of working in Trump administration and her sensational public testimony at a House committee hearing on attack. Printed serially within a year. Printed on paper so soft that the hardcover feels as light as a paperback. It's the type of book often cited by news organizations for articles listing top revelations or scandalous news. And it's happened since Rudolph Giuliani ran finger up Hutchinson's hip at the Jan. 6 rally. To scenes of former boss, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, burning documents in ministration's final weeks. So much so that wife said suits were a bonfire. He complained that it smelled like, but enough is also an engaging and well-shaped narrative. Is a more page-turner than any other Trump administration memoir I've read. Some of this is certainly owed to Hutchinson's collaborator Mark Salter, who wrote speeches for John McCain and wrote books together. Who knows which them first realized how closely Hutchinson's story follows the arc of an abuse memoir. But together they have turned enough into a perfect example the genre. It all starts with Hutchinson's New Jersey upbringing, which prepared him to surrender to the alternate reality of Trump world. Her mother was so organized and resourceful that Cassidy was single-handedly running household, raising 2 children, and doing the bookkeeping for Tree Care Company when Cassidy's father suddenly decided to open an ice cream shop. That husband, on contrary, was erratic, charming, and cruel to point of mental illness. After divorce, he showed his anger towards his ex-wife by leaving 2 turtles on doorstep. At the end of enough, he disappeared from Hutchinson's life without saying goodbye. The talent Hutchinson learned from her mother helped her parlay a handful of internships and a vaguely romantic attraction to Washington, D.C., into an assistant position in Trump's Office of Legislative Affairs. By time he was 24, first member of his family to graduate from college, he was serving as White House's key person in complex negotiations with Congress over pursuing CARES relief bill during pandemic. "I felt like I was in over my head," Hutchinson admits. But Meadows was so paranoid about the more experienced staff at OLA that he ordered Trump not to consult with him for fear of his big bugbear in the White House leaks. When Hutchinson started working, Meadows' first issue of business was who should be fired because his right-hand man was leaking. Desperate for Meadows' identify someone, Hutchinson pointed the preside